Well, hello everyone. Good morning and welcome. Yes. So I want to start out today by asking a question. And it's a question for me and it's a question for you. How can I be of maximum service to you? How can I be of maximum service to you? I know that sometimes we're suffering and we don't even look like we're suffering. Sometimes we're having really hard times and we don't look like we're having hard times. And sometimes we just need that little something to get us through the day, through the next 5 minutes, through the next hour, and hopefully beyond that. That's what I'm hoping for. How can I be of maximum service to you? And today my topic is about don't let the past years ruin your new year. This is something that's been coming up kind of on my mind, on my heart, in my radar, something I've been noticing a lot lately with visits that I have with friends and family, and just how the past can be such an anchor in not so good of a way, like an anchored ship. We're this ship that could be cruising around all these amazing places around the world and just really the universe. And yet we're anchored in one spot because of a memory or a set of memories. So I'm hoping that today the things that I'm talking about, the service I'm going to provide you, is to pull up that anchor and start to explore the vastness of what is possible, not just for you, but for me too. I know that by being of service to other people, a lot of times it just ends up being of service to me anyway. So it's all good. It's all good. I hope you had an amazing New Year's and an amazing celebration, and that you're hopeful about this coming year. And if you're not, I hope that there's something that can shift. It's never too late to shift. So one of the things that has come up with a few people that I'm close to is, these old family memories of a time when there were large family gatherings and everybody was living in the same city or the same state at least. And I have this same thing. I remember these huge family reunions we used to have at a park in the San Fernando Valley. I remember them very much. And honestly, I can't think of anybody who's I've had a conversation with who's in my life who hasn't had this experience where they say, my grandma was the one who held us all together, and as soon as she was gone, we all fell apart. Or my mom was the one who held us all together, and when she was gone, it fell all apart. Or we used to all live in the same location together, and we used to celebrate together, and we used to be close to each other. Hello from London. It's very, very nice to have you from London. How exciting. I wonder what it's like over there, the weather. I'm in Southern California and it's January and the sun is out and the sky is blue. But this scenario, I have a friend who I recently visited with, and she told me in vivid detail, such vivid detail that I could see it with her. She was talking about this place and this family gathering. And even when I was hearing it, I was thinking, oh my God, that sounds amazing. And I thought, yeah, what a beautiful memory that was. But the thing is, while she was relaying that memory to me, it was almost as if she was about ready to cry. Why? Because that was in the past and it was never going to happen again. It's just never going to happen again. And so even though it's wonderful and beautiful to have good memories of the past, I think sometimes it can be a source of sadness that prevents us from really loving what is happening right now, or what could be happening right now, or what could you be creating. Like some of us, me included, could be grandmas. And we could possibly play the grandma role. Oh my goodness. Jade. Jade is an amazing person who just popped up out of the ethers and from London, from the cold, cold London, and he's talking about saving lives. I think there's literal lives that we can save, like bringing someone's heart back, or like, I mean, your actual physical heart. And then there's bringing your heart back, like your love and your enthusiasm for life and your zest for life and your hope for life and your joy for life. And you could be a paramedic and you could take someone from not having a pulse to having a pulse. Or you can just be an available person who makes the light shine in somebody's eyes, whereas they were dead before and they had no glimmer of hope. Listen, we hear about suicide all the time, and we know about people who commit suicide or who complete suicide, but sometimes we don't realize that somebody is on the path to it, or maybe even just minutes or hours away from it, but they're still alive, and we have an encounter with them. And the encounter that we have with them is changes their life. And it's possible you'll have no idea that you're doing that. Have you ever seen the videos on YouTube by Kevin Hines, the guy who jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge but survived? I'm not going to get into great detail about it, but look into it. It's a perfect example. I think Jade Aston, how can I be of maximum service to you today? I want to tell you, at the very least, I want to tell you thank you. I wanted to tell you thank you for what you do, and thank you for saving that person's life. Thank you for caring. Thank you for taking the time and energy to get the schooling and to take the risks, not only the physical risks, but the emotional risks that you take on a daily basis to do what you do. You make a difference. You do. And I believe that this show or this time that we have together with the two of us or the three of us or how many of us are here live right now, is just to remember that we can be of service to people. So my service has usually been my words, and sometimes I have not. I am a young lady. Oh, I'm 24. I'm so sorry. Jade. Jade is a young lady of 24. Jade, thank you for your service. I'm so happy. Jade. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but that's awesome. I'm so glad you're here. Oh my gosh. The young women in this world who are so amazing and brave. Such good stuff. Such good stuff. Okay. You're warming my heart from across the ocean. You're bringing my heart back to life. You're good. You are good. I love this. This is awesome. It's like I'm having a little meeting in my living room. But my gift to you, I'm subbing you. I don't know exactly what that means, but I know about sub bass, and that's what I think of when I think of London. Sub bass. Well, I'm going to have to come visit you in London for sure. That's one of my, it's one of the things on my bucket list. Go to London. And what better place, what better person to be my chaperone in London than a 24-year-old paramedic. Probably knows quite a bit about the cities and how to get around all the streets and all kinds of things. But I am blessed to have you here. Oh, subbing. I see. Got it. Subscribing. Okay. Anyway, this is awesome participation. I love it. I love being connected to good people. I'm glad that words can be heartwarming. I always keep myself around heartwarming words, or at least I do now, but I didn't always used to. And that's why I feel like I'm somewhat of an expert on the subject, or why I feel passionate about it, because I know that the words that you are speaking and hearing are making an impact on you and the people around you. And it's of ultimate importance to keep it positive, to keep it loving, to keep it hopeful, to keep it inspiring. That is what makes things happen. And that if it's me, hopefully sometimes it's me who's doing that for you, but I'm only one person, and there's lots of good books. I read books all the time. Right now I'm reading a book called You Can If You Think You Can by Norman Vincent Peale. And it seemed like there was this time period where there were a lot of positive thinkers who were putting out books, and there was this, I don't know, this whole collection of books that came out around a period of time. And it's a lot harder to write books and get books published, let's say 50 or 100 years ago, than it is now. So there were people who really did that and really put that out there, and they continue to change people's lives to this day. It's so amazing. People who are in their 80s and they wrote their book when they were in their, I don't know, 50s or 40s, and those words are still keeping people going and dreaming. Yes, let's talk about dreams for a second. It's the new year. It's new. So I started off talking about how, talking about letting go of the past. Part of letting go of the past is don't let the past anchor you in some stuck spot that you stay there and stay there and stay there and never move forward and chart forward into new territory. You've got this amazing vessel that can take you places. Dreams are so good. Dreams are probably how you got to where you are right now. But you don't have to stop. You don't have to stop at any point in your life. You can keep on dreaming. And I hope that I can help you keep the dream alive, and be the person who says it's okay to dream, because I know you must know at least a couple of people out there who are acting like having a dream is some sort of oh, look at that naive flower child, hippie, pie in the sky, unrealistic. The list goes on and on. And if you get yourself around too many people like that, it starts seeming like it's the truth. Yeah. Dreaming is naive. Nobody believes in me. So on, so forth, so on, so forth, so on, so forth. Oh, yes. Being 24 is awesome. And that's a good memory to have. For me, being 24, yes, nobody could tell me not to dream. Then it was a gradual, slow process. And also some of my own failures. Thank you so much. Oh, I love that. I love it. Thank you, thank you. I'm going to remember that. So for those who have disconnected from your dreams, or for those of you who have had your a past memory is anchoring you, and basically your dream has stopped, it's become stagnant, it's not moving, you're like this big beautiful yacht or this big beautiful ship in the ocean, but yet you're anchored and you cannot move because of this dream that is attached to the past. I had it in my heart this morning to do a short little visualization process to help you to come back to, or to remember in future moments this year. So part one is to just feel as much love as you possibly can. I want you to think about whatever it is that you draw up into your memory or into your heart that just floods you with love. It could be your children, it could be members of your family, it could be an amazing experience you had, somebody who's really close to you. I just want you to consciously take a moment to bring the feeling of love into your heart, and to just flood your own self with love and put a smile on your own face as you think about these things and feel a warmness. And the more times that you do something like this, the better you can get at it. Some of you are probably super good at it and you're just overwhelmed with love right now, and some of you are just thinking, I don't know about this. But just keep trying, just keep trying, whether it's that moment that your child was born, or a really good friend you had, or a time where you felt so loved by your parents, or somebody who you were in a relationship with that you just felt so much love. Just really focus on feeling that feeling of love, and let it just literally animate your body, animate your heart, animate your body, so you can just feel that tingliness inside of you. And at the same time as you're holding that feeling, I want you to make that your number one thing that you're doing, is holding that feeling. But at the same time, I want you to practice something with your mind. I want you to imagine that somewhere far off in the distance, somewhere out in the mountains, up in the trees, up in the sky on a cloud, is that thing that happened that brought you some pain. It's way, way, way out there. The clouds, the mountains, the trees, up on top of that building way over there, whatever the case may be. It's there, and but you are spending all of your time and energy on cultivating this feeling in your heart. Again, going back to putting a smile on your own face, because you think about that magical moment and it's so wonderful that it trumps that bad memory that's way over there in the trees. It's so much bigger. Now, as you keep that feeling in your heart and keep cultivating it and nurturing it and letting it live there and expand into your body, I want you to imagine that experience getting a little bit closer, maybe jumping from one tree to another tree that's closer to you. But still, it's no threat to you, because what's here in your heart is so much warmer, so much brighter, so much bigger, so much more powerful that, so what? Who cares if that crow is over in that tree over there? It doesn't matter. That can't hurt anything. That is not as powerful as the love. Okay? So you can do it with your eyes open or your eyes closed. But now I want you to imagine it coming even closer to you. But still, it's no threat. If it ever starts to feel like it's a threat, stop, keep it where it is, and go back to your heart again. Go back to nurturing that feeling, remembering that memory, letting it glow, letting it flow, letting it be in your body. And ultimately, when you're ready, it might not be right here, right now, but ultimately when you're ready, I want you to bring that memory so close to you. I want you to bring it closer and closer to you. I want you to take it into your heart and integrate it into all of those good feelings that you had. I want you to be grateful for what you thought was a bad thing that happened. I want you to feel like the love is strong enough to conquer it. And you can integrate it. I used to have a spiritual teacher named Cynthia Lamb, and she would always talk about bring it into the loving. She would always talk about bring compassion to those wounded parts. And I'll be honest, there were times when I thought she was kind of wacky, and I'm sure there's going to be times when people think I'm kind of wacky, but man, I don't care. I really don't care, because I've seen too many good people in pain for no reason, and I've seen too many amazing people with tremendous potential who just can't make it to the next step. And I've seen how much of a difference it makes when somebody just says something that's the truth, or just says something kind, or just says something that clicks in the mind and gets you out. I can't not do this because too many years people have done it for me, and sometimes they've been complete strangers. Sometimes they've been strangers on the street. Sometimes they were people who technically didn't even need to do it. They weren't in my family, they weren't my friends, they had no obligation to me. It wasn't their job. They just did it. And so that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to pass it on, pay it forward, pay it back. And thank you for joining me. This is a really nice show. Some great people. I know also Jade was very communicative, but I know there's other people here with me that I really love having here. And I hope that together, in spirit, we can make each other's dreams come true. I don't know if anybody wants to say anything or has any questions before I turn off the show today. But I will wait for a second just to see. If you want to stay in communication with me, you can just, a good thing is to just come back on Thursdays. Come back to the show and view it live, or watch the videos and make comments. I do have a mailing list, and I'll put it in the comments. I'll put it in the description of this video. All right, thanks for joining me. Have a fabulous, fabulous day, a fabulous week, a fabulous month, a fabulous year. Come back again. It was great having you, and bye for now.